Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our daily tarot reading for Thursday, March 5th, 2020. I trust you guys survived Wednesday, Monday, and Tuesday. And now we're approaching our end zone, getting ready for the weekend. Today is actually my Friday. I'll be off Friday and Saturday this week, so kind of looking forward to that. I do have a bunch of things to prepare for, and it's going to be a lot of fun, guaranteed. So let's see what our energy for today is all about, what we need to know, how we can strategize to make our day as efficient and effective as possible, and get us through and one day closer to the weekend. I think we're good. I think we're all shuffled up. Do a couple of cuts, and let's go down with the cards. And finally, the third pile. And I'm kind of feeling, I don't know, the first and second pile mostly. I think it's going to be the middle pile. So let's see what we have for a card. The Hermit. So let's talk a bit about this card. It's a major arcana card. It's, excuse me, all about us. It's all about us. It's all about how we do some inner work and how we can do things to better our situations and our positions. So let's look a little bit close up. This is one of my favorite cards ever. When we look at the Hermit card, some things that do pop into mind for keywords is soul searching, spiritual enlightenment, self-reflection, introspection, contemplation, inner guidance, solitude. All very strong things and all things that I really work in a lot of. When we look at the general context of this card, what we want to do is talk a bit about what this energy is and where it's leading to. So one of the things with this energy of this card is it's leading for a period of solitude, of soul searching, of self-reflection, maybe even some spiritual growth, spiritual enlightenment, but definitely spiritual work as well. Now, each person has their own definition of spirituality. Personally, I'm a spiritual person, but I am not a religious person because I don't believe in organized religion as much as I do believe in the spiritual self. That's just me. That's my opinion. Whatever works for you, you run with it because it's working for you. One thing you do want to understand is this is the time that you want to remove yourself from the daily grind, from the daily archaic lifestyle, from things that are going on right now. You may have some situations that you're about to face or are facing, and this is an indicator that it's a good time to pull back from that, to do some introspective work, to look at where you are specifically as a person, because that's going to help you get through or recover from a difficult situation. So this also could be an indicator that right now, by Thursday, you kind of had enough of interaction with people. I know I get like that just on Monday. That being said, this is going to be a good time for you to go into an introspective phase in your life, to spend some time in solitude, to really look at what raises your vibe, how you can ground yourself, maybe some meditation, maybe doing some things that are very specific to you to raise your vibe, to make you feel better, to give you back some of the strength and some of the focus that you do need. Long story short, this card is all about, hey, wake up. It's time for you to focus on yourself. It's time for you to meet your own needs versus having someone trying to meet your needs for you. Now, from a love and relationship standpoint, this is all about the same thing, spending some time in solitude. One thing I really chimed with me a long time ago when I read it, and trust me, I've been through a lot of things myself in the personal world, but one of the things that really chimed with me is whenever you're in a relationship, the one thing you do have to understand is each person in that relationship is responsible for their own happiness. You can't expect another person in a relationship to be responsible for your happiness. That's insane. That's a huge amount of stress to put on another person. And it's just not something that anyone is really capable of doing 100%. However, if we figure out what makes us happy, how we make ourselves happy, and your partner or whomever it is in your relationship along with you does that same thing, two people that are making themselves happy are now sharing their happiness with each other, which is dramatically different than walking into the home at the end of a long day, realizing you're responsible to make this other person cheerful, happy, and joyous, even though they may have had a bad day. We're responsible for our own happiness, and we really need to bring that to the table. And once you stop looking at your life from that standpoint, trust me, from personal experience, it does change the way you respond and react to other people, and it does change the way you live your life. Now, from a money and a career standpoint, this is all about you putting way too much focus on your money, your career, on materialistic pursuits. This is all about you taking a step back away from that and filling your gas tank up spiritually as well as with joy. It's time for you to step back, do some introspective work, meditate, re-ground yourself, and for you to now figure out ways to make yourself feel full and content without the need for materialistic gain. There's nothing wrong with having money. There's nothing wrong with having materialistic items. Don't get me wrong on that. But we can't utilize that to substitute our own happiness. That has to be a combination of what we are as beings that make us happy versus we need to buy certain things or have certain things or have a certain level of money in the bank to make us happy. And now, long story short, from this type of card, the one thing I always bring up from the energy is just what I just said a little bit earlier. It's about you learning about you, about how to make yourself happy, how to ground yourself, how to bring yourself up to the next level, and then sharing that with people you care about. We have to make ourselves happy. We have to create our own joy. And once we do that, we can share it and we can bring a lot of joy to other people. But more importantly, we're going to be sharing that joy because hopefully we surround ourselves with people that also create their own joy and their own happiness. So I hope you enjoyed this reading for today. I look forward to reading you all again tomorrow. This to me was a great Thursday card. Be safe, be well, and as always, be blessed.